All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's episode 56-ish, the Always Chillin' podcast. Kenny D and the Sandman here in the barbershop once again. What is up, man?
Chilling like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, for sure. I went to Morrill Hall today. Have you ever been over there?
Oh yeah.
With how much you like elephants.
Fuck yeah,
They
man.
got hella elephants over there, dude.
Hella.
And you can learn about them and shit. They have like the fourth floor up there is like completely redone. It looks like a totally different museum.
Oh really?
They got a bunch of cool shit up
It
there.
was always closed off.
Yeah.
When for years it was. I don't think there even was a fourth floor.
Yeah, they got some brand new shit. It's really modern. It looks like you get up the stairs to the fourth floor and it's like you're in a completely different building.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they redid it.
Mm-hmm. The rest is pretty much the same as when I was a kid. I don't think I've been there since I was like 10. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When's the last time I was there?
School field trip. There's a lot of like, we were there for a long time. We were there for like 4 hours because there's a lot of stuff in there. And if you sit there and read everything, like you don't remember anything by the end of the day because like it's just so much information. So, and there's like one of the floors is like just a bunch of rocks, basically like minerals and crystals and shit.
The room that glows. Do they still have?
Yeah,
that?
well, it's not a whole room anymore. Actually.
Oh, really?
We talked about that while we were there. Yeah, it's not a whole room anymore, but they do. It's like there's like a little closet you can go into that has like the glow in the dark.
Smaller.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but there's like, because there's a lot more. There's like a whole thing about Native Americans and stuff in there now.
Yeah, that was always missing.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing any Native.
Yeah, so I think they got rid of a lot of the rock space, but there's still a lot of rocks in there. There's like one of the rooms is just like 1,000.
Yeah, I remember
rocks.
all rocks.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, let's get to the dinosaurs.
Or well, do they still have the animals in the glass and
Yeah, they still have
all the
shit.
native Nebraska animals and
Yeah.
shit, like saber-toothed tigers and shit. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
fuck.
that's part of the stuff that they updated and moved to the fourth floor. It's really,
Okay,
it's really
okay.
cool.
Okay.
The fourth floor is all about like Nebraska, and then they have these. It's for the kids, but me and my wife thought it was really cool, and we were like, we kept trying to get a turn, but we didn't want to like push some kids out of the way and be like, hey, give me a turn with that shit, you know? Because it was actually kind of busy. We thought it was gonna be dead as hell.
Was it with digging for
pretty busy.
fossils?
No, it's like they have this whole room with a bunch of like these big cool like digital microscopes, and then they have these drawers that just have like stuff in them. Like they have like these. One of them had like butterflies and different kind of bugs or like
Damn.
different bacterias and shit. And you can just go over to the drawer and grab one out and then go take it under the microscope and look at it. And me and my wife were like, let's go. We should look at some shit. That'd be
What do
pretty
they
cool.
call that shit when they go digging with trials and shit? What is that?
I don't know.
Help us out, man.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Help us out.
I have no idea. But those microscopes are pretty cool now.
Yeah, I bet that shit would be.
Yeah, they're super, super nice.
Smoke
You
a joint.
can zoom in like fucking crazy.
What about the thing in the floor? Like
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, that's
the
cool.
thing that you can look down in. What is it? Is it like an earthquake?
Plesiosaur.
Okay.
Or something.
The earthquake or whatever. Yeah, that was some wild shit.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I was reading an article a little while back. There was a schoolhouse where the Pershing Auditorium sits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is like way back in the 1800s, way back in the day. And they said they would have to send their kids to school armed because of the wild animals.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck was it? You know, it was all that shit in that museum. I'm like, oh, that shit was
Shit used
native
to be crazy.
to Nebraska.
They have this big. I think this has been there forever, but they have this big like mural painting of like woolly mammoths and sandhill cranes like in the same watering hole together. Yeah, like this place. There used to be just woolly mammoths and camels and shit. I guess camels used to be here, and then they migrated over to Asia. So camels originated here.
The horse, I think, originated in India and ended up over here.
Yeah, and there's these little horses in there that are like this big, and it's like, no, this is actual size.
Yeah.
But they look like full grown horses, but they're like just this big, tiny. And I guess those just grew into what horses are now. Shit's wild.
Nothing looks like it used to.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing
And it's easy to get an existential crisis in there, man, because you can touch this stuff. They have like fossils and stuff you can touch. And there's this one thing that was like, this is a piece of the oldest fossil ever found, and it's 2,000 million years old. And you can touch it. So I was sitting in there like with my hand on it, and I was like, I'm touching this thing that is 2,000 million years old. Like, I was never supposed to touch this.
Wrap your mind around.
Yeah,
that
like this
shit.
is crazy. That this is happening is crazy. Me and this thing were never supposed to be in the same place at the same time.
Ever.
Not in 2,000 million years. Like what is that number? 2,000 million? Why don't they say? I don't know. Is that not like two? Well, no. It's not
what
200.
is that?
It's not 200 billion. Is it?
Million? Earth is.
It's not 200 billion.
Nah, it can't be.
2,000 million? Is that 200 billion?
200. Yeah, that's
I don't
a
know.
big
That's
ass
fucking
number
crazy.
there, man.
I don't know. What
Break
is
that
that?
down.
What is that?
We need a
2,000
calculator for that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy as shit.
Yeah, and you can just touch it.
I want to touch that.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Go in there.
Touch that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I need to go check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. The planet there's the planetarium thing shows like these movie things, but you got to pay extra for that, and I didn't really think it was worth the money. Seemed really like a low budget production, and the shit was like shit was like off center, and like you couldn't see.
Yeah, because it's a dome.
Yeah, and like you couldn't see anything that you were supposed to be able to see. Like all the shit was happening behind us, and like my wife fell asleep for a while.
So it was some college kid want to be director's movie.
I mean, that's what it looked like, but it's I don't know.
A short movie.
Seemed like there were a lot of people involved in it, but
we used to trip on acid
and it was
back
really,
in high school and go in there and watch laser light shows.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, it was really good. It was good information. It was just I don't know that I would have paid an extra $5 to. It was 40 minutes long.
Yeah, short. Yeah, that was one of those shorts. Yeah, it was probably some college kid.
I mean, that's not short. It's just like staring. It's just like the night sky,
long enough to fall asleep.
And it's kind of cool because it was telling one of the, like I don't remember what tribe, like Pawnee, I think, the Pawnee tribe. It was telling their like creation thing, because one of the tribes thought they came from the stars, and then they had like star gods. And, yeah, and it was talking about all that. And so it was interesting information, but I don't know. It was just kind of boring to sit in a dark room and listen to it.
There are tribes that they say came from the stars, and there are tribes that they say came from the ground.
Yeah. I think that's interesting. That like every region has their own like story about how shit happened.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Bible is, you know.
Pretty much.
It's the same shit as them saying that they came from the stars and whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
like
all
the Bible was written by people.
All stories when you compare them and they're all pretty much the same. The Quran, pretty the Bible. You're like, ain't these the same motherfuckers?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
yeah, and it's like, well, how is that God more like believable than like the star gods that they or like
I feel you.
Zeus and shit.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Brittney Griner got 9 years, man. You see that?
I saw that. That's fucking. I don't know, dude. I'm conflicted. I saw this thing that was like it was like a picture of Donald Duck like sleeping really good, and it was like Brittney Griner sleeping if I got 9 years. Nobody would give a fuck about it otherwise. And she did break you were in Russia and you broke Russian law.
Oh man, you're in fucking Russia, yo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Like, I'm conflicted about it. Like, do I think that she deserves that? No.
9 years? No, definitely no.
Obviously, I don't think that she deserves that, but it's not up to us. It's up to Russia.
It's up to Russia.
Because that's where she did it at.
That's where you at. Me, being an ex-con, there's one thing when a motherfucker come in there and he like, man, I shouldn't be here, or I got too much time, or whatever. Like, there's a saying in there that we got. Everybody says it. It's universal. Lay down and lick your nuts.
Mm-hmm.
You're here now.
Yeah, and it's an unfortunate situation for sure. But it's like, why should she be treated any differently than I would be, or you would be, or anybody else would be, like because she's in the NBA? Like, I don't think LeBron James should get treated differently because he's in the NBA.
Well, two things I hate that they were like, well, LeBron, I was like, well, first of all, LeBron wouldn't have did that.
Why does LeBron have to give a shit?
You know what I mean? LeBron, that's a whole nother story right there on LeBron. But number two is that really pisses me off. I ain't gonna hold my tongue about it. Is like there's no accountability.
Yeah.
9 years, 9 days, whatever. There's no accountability. Y'all acting like she's some fucking political soldier that got snatched off the streets of Russia. It ain't that.
Yeah,
she broke the fucking law.
Yeah, she was playing basketball in Russia and she brought weed with her,
and
which shouldn't be a big deal, but it is.
Shouldn't be a big deal, but I wonder how. Probably not because it's Russia, but had it been flour, because there were cartridges.
Nah, probably not.
Probably not in Russia, but in America.
Plus, she's a lesbian, isn't she?
Yeah, and they probably punishing her for and black, lesbian, pro athlete. They beefing with America. We can go down the line.
There's like 1,000 reasons.
You know what I mean? 1,000 reasons.
Yeah, 9 years that's a lot.
A lot, but in America. And I'm trying to break this down to the youngsters that I see all the time. You got controlled substances, which means I'll use cocaine. When you get the cocaine and you start, whipping that shit up, you've now taken something out of its original form and put in another form and made it stronger, more addictive. Same thing with these cartridges. It's a controlled substance. You're taking flour, weed, marijuana, THC, whatever you want to call it. You're squeezing it, you're pressing it, you're putting fucking this in it, you're putting that in it, and you come up with this oil. That becomes a controlled substance. So in America, and then people were like, it was just weed. No, it wasn't weed. That was weed oil. That was a controlled substance. That's why they're treating you like you're selling crack or something. I know, that's my pop, man. What's that? That's why they treating it. Maybe, maybe, I don't know what the laws are in Russia, but I'm wondering if it would have been different if it was flour rather than the oil.
I mean, somebody can obviously educate me, but I just don't understand why it's supposed to be a big deal. Like that, like people are like, do something, Biden. It's like Biden has bigger problems.
You know what I mean? Than
inflation is 9%. Like she did something she wasn't supposed to do, man. It's not like. I don't know.
And I think there's probably more important people that probably deserve to come home.
It doesn't seem like a global issue to me, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the president doesn't need to worry about this shit.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, she ain't no...
Like if it was some kind of like she got kidnapped from her hotel in the night for no reason and she's being imprisoned, I got it. But
I got it.
Like she did smuggle drugs like
through the airport.
She did do that.
In Russia, yo. That's just, I don't know. It's just not a country on my list to go to.
Yeah, I mean, she was there for work, but still, man.
And they say that WNBA players don't get paid enough. I think you probably get paid damn good for what you're doing. You're playing a game. You're playing a game that we all grew up in the fucking sandlot doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of
ultimately it's a game.
I'm kind of conflicted about that. I think that's like a societal problem. Like I think as a society, we should care about the WNBA as much as the NBA, but we don't. Like I think, like to use Lincoln, Nebraska as an example, I think we should care about the volleyball team as much as the football team, but we don't. And the football team generates way more money and it gets way more attention, and those players get probably way better NIL deals and they make more money and they get to play in the NFL and they have like a better opportunity to make more money. And I mean, should we care about volleyball probably even more because like we're winning national championships and shit?
I mean, they kind of got us up,
Yeah, and
that's whose back we're on right now.
Yeah, like nobody even cares really about it.
I would even.
I mean, it's like the same. It's kind of the same thing with the WNBA. Like people should care about it, but they don't, and it doesn't generate any money. Like how's the WNBA going to pay anybody if nobody's watching the games, so they're not making money? You know, like they can only pay the. It's not like they. Like the WNBA paying somebody, paying one player LeBron's contract. That was a hard sentence. Like the WNBA trying to pay somebody as much as the NBA pays LeBron, they'd probably be fucking like bankrupt. Like what's the salary cap on one WNBA team?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Because if nobody's going to the games and the team's not making any money, then they can't afford to pay.
That's a good question. I don't even know
that seems like an economical issue more than an equality issue.
Your city, maybe wherever you're at.
But and I mean, like societally equality issue, yeah, because people should care about the WNBA, but they don't. And I mean, I don't care about the NBA either. So
me, I'll take this. Being an ex-athlete myself, I watch the WNBA depending on who it is that I'm watching. And I've always said this about the WNBA. If girl, boy, doesn't matter. If you want to learn the right way to play the game, like footwork, fundamentals, form, crispy passes, following through with the plays, it's the WNBA. I guess I would say I'm a fan. Yeah, depending on who's playing. But if you want to learn all those things, the WNBA, because the girls have to. I think they have to, be a little more crispier than a 6'8" dude who can take off from the free throw line.
Yeah,
that ain't got no jumper.
That's true. Yeah,
and that's what people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
But we got chicks out here dunking now.
Yeah.
So with science, technology, and medicine, man, I think maybe in the next couple years, man, maybe they'll be on top of that. But right now, the game just ain't exciting for people to be like, yo.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do NBA players and WNBA players do the same thing for a living? Yeah. And should they make the same amount of money for it? Yeah, but the WNBA literally can't afford to pay for that.
Nah. And even that, I think WNBA is what 20.
And then people want the NBA to the NBA to pay the WNBA's players, but why would they do that?
I saw that. How is that gonna? How do you do that?
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? I think because.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're probably owned by the same.
Yeah, they're affiliated one way or another. Yeah, because I think most NBA I think they got a team in most. Mm-hmm. But I think there's only 10 WNBA teams, 8, something like that.
No idea.
Like the NBA, there's 28. So you got to compete with that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Should they make the same? Yeah, but they don't because they can't. And
you just can't. It's just a different brand of basketball. Period, man. I mean, I'm trying to doctor it up, but it's just a different brand of basketball.
How do we go from the Brittney Griner thing to the WNBA don't make as much?
Well, the WNBA.
I feel like we were going somewhere.
They got this fighting call right now, free BG.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, where's the accountability? That's mainly where I'm at with it.
Well, and if I went to Russia and I brought weed cards with me and I went to jail, nobody would be hashtagging free Tom. Nobody would even fucking care. And so that's what I'm saying. Why should it sounds bad. It's obviously ruffles some feathers if they don't have the full context of this.
It's one of those.
Why should we care? Just because she's a WNBA player,
right? It's what dude say yesterday. It's one of those. Do you know who I am? Moments.
Yeah, kind of.
Know who I am? You pulling me over?
It's no, you're not special, dude.
Yeah. That's what pisses me off about it. Every time I did some shit, I did my fucking time.
Yeah, and no one. Well, I mean, there probably were people that were that wanted you out of jail. So not nobody, but it wasn't like a global movement free Demond, dude.
Yeah,
there wasn't
and that's where I'm
there
going
wasn't
with
people
it, bro.
protesting free Demond.
I would have felt so fucking stupid sitting behind that wall. And I got 100 of my people out here with me on a T-shirt talking about free demand. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I did it. You know what I mean? I did that shit, dog. That's why I never went to fucking trial.
She pled guilty, right?
Yeah, she had to.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't bullshitting with her, dog. I think this shit is more serious than what motherfuckers, you fucking around in Russia.
Well, see, and I feel like it has to be, because otherwise, why does everybody care? That's what I'm saying. There's obviously some piece of information that I don't have besides.
You want my honest truth?
Yeah.
I don't think we gonna see her no more for 9 years.
I mean, probably not. I mean, what would we do?
Sit there for 9 years.
If there was a Russian guy over here breaking our laws,
he gonna be here for 9 years.
What would we do with him?
And
I mean, right now we'd probably trade him for Brittney Griner, but
we got
see, and that too. Those prisoner exchanges, those are super important, valuable things, and it's why?
Well, is it fucked up to say there's probably 100 more important people than her?
I mean, there's probably POWs and shit we could trade for.
So there's that too.
I don't know.
There's that too.
There probably is some Russian, some spy dude that we had in Russia or something that is in some weird Siberian prison and shit, like Stranger Things. I guarantee there is that we could trade for, but
them motherfuckers talking about LeBron. They're like, well,
and what's LeBron gonna do?
First of all, shout out to LeBron. Like
Rich people can't do everything.
they can't.
I know they're rich, and I
But-
hate them too. But what's LeBron James gonna do? He's gonna throw money at Russia, and what can he do besides tweet about it?
Shout out to the king, man. Do you realize we about to? And I can't believe the amount of hate the king is getting right now, man. It's making my forehead sweat right now. We
Yeah.
about to witness a man in his 20th year at the highest level did it right. High school sweetheart, no scandals.
That's true, man.
Maybe
There's
cheated a little bit. He
hit-
throws an elbow or he kind of hooks it, but
Oh yeah, he did elbow that guy in the face.
he throws that
does,
bow.
Yeah, he does. He does.
But other than that,
Oh,
man,
and he has that reputation for like flopping, too.
okay, yeah, I give you that one.
People think he.
I give you that.
People think
I
he's.
thought
a
he
little,
worked on it, but I give you
People
that
think he's a little dramatic.
one. And I
then-
say this,
but other than that, the only thing people talk about is his hair, his hairline,
yeah, that is.
and they're just impressed. Like, where'd you get that done at, man? You know,
Okay.
I need to know for when I'm older.
Me being a barber, and I'll just tell you a few entertainers. Like, have you noticed the little like slit on Jamie Foxx's head, LeBron James's head, Woody Harrelson, Johnny Depp has one.
Really?
Yeah, but there's these little, probably about that long, like somebody hit you with a razor on the back of your head, and it's always gonna be right here or right here because the surgery, they can take that flap and pull it down, pull over. Now what they're doing is they can take 2,000 units, 4,000 units, 6,000 units, you know, however much is required. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but we're talking about 2,000 follicles to 6,000 to 8,000, right? And they'll put it right here. That scar, though, it's a scar. Like, that's how Jamie Foxx, I think, tattooed over his scar.
I mean, having the scar is better, I guess.
I mean,
who cares if people
who
know
cares?
you did it? You
Yeah,
know?
but that's what LeBron's doing, and
it looks good, man. Good job.
I mean, I got to train die. I got to train die, so that's just like looking through a dirty fucking mirror or something to me. I'm like, bro, that
But
ain't a good
anyways,
look.
props to LeBron.
Props to LeBron. And like I said, I say this to say that. Michael Jordan, when he came back with the Washington Wizards, it makes me cringe just even thinking about it. Like, he was a shell of himself, bro. That was hard to watch. I was embarrassed for Michael. He had his moments,
Yeah.
but I was very embarrassed. You could see the game had left Mike, and he probably shouldn't have did that. Compared to LeBron, same age, at
That's
the
true.
highest level,
Yeah.
and the amount of hate that this man's getting, like, you'll never see fucking LeBron walking through a Russian airport with fucking weed. First of all,
could people say that the league would be better without him? I don't think anybody
No.
could say that.
no,
Yeah. So like, what's your problem with him? Like, he's making the whole sport better.
I'm
It's like,
afraid.
how do you have a problem with it? Like, it's gonna be kind of sad. I don't even like basketball, and I'll be sad a little bit when
Right,
LeBron retires.
That's what I was gonna say. People who ain't even
Like,
fans of basketball.
There's
are
a guy that's making basketball more fun for everybody. So who cares? Him, he did. Steph Curry, I think, does that too. Like, people.
Yeah,
that-
Steph Curry does it for the little guys.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. There's not very many.
I don't
think.
really see anybody else who's the face that could take the face of
Yeah.
the
Like, how many people are truly household names? Like, you go into a house where nobody watches basketball at all, and like when we're talking about basketball, I don't know who you're talking about half the time.
You know
I
LeBron
have
James though.
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
But LeBron James, I know him. You know,
Damn,
I
KD.
could name like 10 basketball players. So I think to even be a household name in basketball, like, you're obviously a good thing for the sport.
From east to west, you know what I mean? Yeah. The amount of hate that this man's getting.
Yeah, it's like LeBron James inspires more kids to play basketball, and then there's more people for you to watch play basketball later. Like, it's win-win for everybody, dog. Like, you hate him because he beat your team. You know,
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, it's real fucking hate.
like
man.
I mean, I understand hating a dude because he beats your team a lot. I get that if that's what it is, but just say that, you know.
Damn, I'm trying to think, man. That was a damn good question. You got me in mind over there.
Yeah,
After
like,
LeBron retires, man, I'm afraid the NBA may be in trouble.
Yeah. LeBron Jr.?
No.
See, that's crazy too. It's like him and his son are gonna be playing at the same time, probably.
Bryce, the baby brother,
Yeah.
he's already 6'6".
Shit.
And I always say this. At least in my experience, it's always the little brother. Michael Jordan's actually the little brother. Magic Johnson, little brother. All of your stars, I think Steph is the older brother. No, Steph Curry, baby brother. Blake Griffin, baby brother. They got their asses whooped their whole life. They had to sit on the sideline while Big Brother ran. So watch out. And I was right about LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, he could probably take.
That's what I was about to say, but they seem too like fuckboyish,
I'm glad you see that. I'm glad you see that. But
see, like, I don't know.
Maybe he'll mature.
Like LeBron seems like a good dude.
Yeah, damn good dude. Any guy that builds a fucking school
gets a little fired up on the court sometimes, but he should.
Michael Jordan never built no fucking school.
I heard Michael Jordan's an asshole.
Asshole, bro. I don't know if I've ever told this story on the show yet, but huge Jordan fan, obviously in the 90s, right? And my dad growing up, he was always, pussy motherfucker, pussy. Michael Jordan's a pussy. And I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. My whole room.
I was always picking Jordan and Pippen on NBA Jam.
Goddamn right.
Remember that one? They had the big heads.
Hell yeah. Oh, that shit was classic.
Sega Genesis and shit.
So he comes upstairs in my room one day and just Kool-Aid smile and throws this book at me, right? And I'm like, oh shit, Jordan rules, right? So I thought it was, something big and Mike up, right? So by the time I was done with the book, bro, I was a Scottie Pippen fan.
Damn.
And I say that.
So he loved giving that. He was like, read about your boy.
Yeah, read about your boy.
He's like, I was right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Shit. My dad hated Michael Jordan, man. He was a Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that era, you know what I mean? By the time I read that book, and I think about it like this today, like me being from the hood, the kid that I was from the hood, and say I did make the team and I was on the team with Mike, the way that he treated people, yeah, I would have been in prison back then, and there wouldn't have been no Michael Jordan. I'd have shot his ass in his motherfucking face.
Nobody says that about LeBron, right?
Nobody says that about LeBron.
Or are they just not allowed to yet? NDAs haven't expired. But do you think so? Like, I see like memes and stuff about like how LeBron like trades his teammates off. Do you think he actually like
he probably does.
Has anything to do with that? Do you think he actually goes to the coaches like, yo, we need to get rid of KD?
I think he has more power than
you think so?
Than most stars. And even Michael Jordan had ever. I don't think Mike really had any power as far as that. But LeBron, yeah, I think he definitely does. You
think there'd be some kind of rule where, like, if they found out that a player was involved in the decision, it would be.
I don't think it can be like
somebody'd have to get fired. I
don't think it can be like me and you, like, yo, man, come play with us.
Right. Oh, I see.
I don't think it can be that because I think the Heat got in trouble for that when LeBron went to the Heat because there was an actual meeting between Dwayne Wade and LeBron. I think they just fined him for it though. But there's they know there's ways to get around that. And that's another thing we talked about. I think players have more power over their career rather than they did in the Michael Jordan era and even before that. There's already rumors of LeBron going back to Cleveland. I'm like, well,
just try somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
At this point, like,
yeah,
he's already left and came back and left, right?
Yeah.
He's played there twice. He left because I remember he left and everybody's burning his jerseys and shit.
Stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah. And then he comes back and it was a big deal. Like, I'm coming home. That fucking song.
Yeah, went to Miami, lost, won the next year. Seems like it was so long ago.
Yeah, and then he left again.
Then left again and got one in Cleveland.
Yeah, so it's like, why come back now? Why come back this time?
Well, because he'll have probably more power than he does with the Lakers, and Cleveland is so bad that they probably will be able to get his son. And I see that. I don't see that happening. That's going to take a lot for that to happen. and maybe LeBron has maybe 2-3 years in him. I don't know, but basketball, man, it's never happened in basketball. Nobody's ever tried it either, but I don't know, man. I ain't drinking that Kool-Aid right now. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Not playing together.
Yeah, don't know. Damn, we went down some rabbit holes there. I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about before we started talking about all that. But I do want to talk about. I guess I want to talk about a couple things. Did you see this shit in Laurel? A dude blowing up houses and stuff. That's pretty fucking crazy. 4 people died. I guess it was 2 different houses. It was like 3 a.m. People just hearing just loud explosions, and then the cops show up. Houses are on fire. People are dead inside.
900 people in the town.
Yeah, 900 people in the town. So for a quadruple homicide, definitely that'd be a big deal anywhere.
Anywhere.
Well, maybe not anywhere.
Well, me, I think I was born half comedian, man. So I always gotta find the comedy in some shit, man.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, first they said it was a black guy.
Well, yeah,
and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah, black people don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We
don't do that. We just and just got about it down. But I was like, I'm drinking my coffee.
We can talk about this. We'll talk about it afterwards. I'm gonna call you on that.
Cool. I'm like, it better. And I said to myself, my wife was even like, "Huh?" I was like, "It better be a black guy. It better fucking be a black guy." So that's all I cared about, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to find out, does anybody know? Well, it's like God was like, okay, I'm gonna let you find out who it really was. I ain't gonna say his name, but I cut one of the Channel 8 reporters' hair.
Oh.
I didn't come in on Saturday.
Insider
Who hits me
info.
Saturday? Him. Hell yeah, I can get you. I had no plans in coming in Saturday, dog.
I'll come in for you,
he
buddy.
hit me. I've been waiting on you, dog. Hell yeah, I get you, man. I put my shit on, hurry up and ran in here, man. So I was like, I got one question. And he even starts giggling. And I'm like, what? He's like, I think I know where you going with it. I'm like, was he fucking black or not? And he said no.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
So I'm like, what the fuck, dog?
It's because that's what was scary about it is like, at first they were like, oh yeah, he's probably dead. He probably blew up too. And then they were like, we have no idea who did this. Maybe they're at large. Maybe he's dead. We don't know. And then they were like, all we know is there was a black guy driving a car down the street around the time it happened.
What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck, man? What's wrong with y'all up there?
So they're like, we're looking for a black guy.
Can't go to Laurel. I ain't welcome in Laurel. We ain't welcome in Laurel, y'all. What the fuck, man? Where y'all? What the fuck? Y'all still doing that shit, man? That's some 1980s ass shit. It was a black guy with one arm.
Well, I guess there was a black guy driving away, but that's all they know is that he was driving away. Like they have no idea if he had anything to do with it, obviously. And he probably didn't.
Probably didn't. Yeah, we need to find
maybe,
that out.
Maybe he heard explosions and
he got the fuck
and
out of there.
Got
I ain't
his
supposed
car
to
and drove
be
away.
here anyway.
The only black dude in Laurel was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to find out what the fuck that's about, man. Pray for the families. I mean, like I said, I find jokes and things. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not funny.
It's not funny, man. But yeah, I mean that's real deep there. And the only thing I can think of is, man, they might have did something to him, man.
Yes, I mean, they must have.
My reporter guy said, by the time they got to the second house, they knew exactly who had did it, and they just walked across the street to his house, and he was in there fucked up.
Really?
Almost dying. That's another thing, you know, the news really don't do very well, which is why I may go into journalism here, but that's another thing. They said he almost died. He might even be dead. That's how fucked up he was. And I'm like, well, what kind of accelerant could you, because gas won't do that. This ain't the movies.
Oh, so he did get himself fucked up.
Yeah, he said he was close to dying, bro. They had to bring him to Lincoln.
Oh, okay. So the one house, one person died. That was him. And then the other house, 3 people died.
That's who they were shot first.
That's who. Oh, they were.
They were shot first,
Oh,
and then
I haven't seen any of that.
Yes, so I'm like Laurel, Nebraska. Yo?
Damn, yeah, they did something.
It's almost like
he did that.
Like a hit.
Yeah, you don't do that for no reason.
You don't do that for no reason. Then we got the lake issue out here. Come to find out that was a hit. hit style, I will say.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? It's gonna be interesting to find that out. That shit made world news.
Yeah, there's a lot of crime going down, but it's like it's not really like a danger to
Ain't nobody stealing bikes no more. You know what I mean? Nobody.
it's not
nobody,
it's not a
fighting.
danger to the general public. It's like two drug dealers. Like the fuckers that got tied up and tortured in that fucking
Let's talk about that. What the fuck?
in that warehouse for 2 days or whatever. Like what the fuck?
You better be here Sunday, or I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you. It's like, well,
Man.
I'm not gonna be here.
yeah, they're keeping that shit hush too, man.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I guess that was like they stole from their drug dealer. Which why would you do that?
Like I was
Should do
like,
that.
what am I reading?
Where are you gonna get your drugs from after you do that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, nobody was thinking there, bro. I guess you're just not
What you
thinking
gonna
in that situation.
You got a bunch of money. Where are you gonna buy your drugs? Like that's what you want the money for. You know.
Nobody was thinking in that.
I don't know.
Kidnapping carries life. So you're
Yeah.
fucked.
So yeah, then they get kidnapped and tied up in a warehouse and beaten and tortured for a day. And it was like 100-something degrees that day. So
That's what I
that
was
warehouse had to be brutal.
What am I reading? I'm like,
that's
I'm
some
reading a
torture,
movie script.
That's
This is
fucking crazy.
a movie
Yeah,
script.
shit like that going down all the time around here. But it's like you can still take a stroll down the street, no big deal, man. As long as you didn't.
Yeah, these are isolated events. You
Yeah,
get
like,
it.
as
You
long-
get it. You get it.
Like as
you
long
get
as you
it.
didn't piss off your drug dealer, like, you're probably fine.
You get it. You get it. People
Yeah.
are like, what do you mean no danger to the public? Because they know.
Yeah, it's like, that's like I didn't do anything that's gonna make somebody blow me up.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know it was him and him.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
They
no danger
fight
to the public.
Every single day,
They got their
and then that
pieces.
one's house blew up.
That's what that means. No danger to the public. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go walk my dog.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's what that means. They know. Police ain't dumb, y'all. They ain't as dumb as y'all think, man.
Yeah, like the shooting at Branched Oak, he just walked up to the guy's boat. There's 4 other people there, and then he just shot only that guy, and then just walked away. It's like
They know
Danger-
each other.
danger to the public. All those people. Were
You know what I mean? They know each other.
Those people were the public, and they weren't in danger. It didn't seem
That's
like.
all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, there were 4 other people and he didn't hit them. Oh, he owed him some bread.
Yeah.
He was coming to collect, or it was over. Yeah, you just gotta know sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's definitely getting crazy. It's crazy that people are running around blowing people's houses up. That's for sure.
in Laurel, Nebraska,
Laurel, I had-
900 people.
I had never even heard it. He put Laurel, Nebraska on the map, dog. Nobody heard of Laurel, Nebraska.
Nobody. I hadn't. I hadn't. And I can't even think of what the fuck is up there.
Nothing. It's really, really close to. I looked it up the other day. It's really close to South Dakota. It's like
Ranch area, probably. Then
Vermilion, South Dakota is like the closest place to it.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think no brothers is up there.
Well, there was one,
No, I guess there was one.
But
Did he
he-
have black on? Or
but
what?
he
What
heard
the fuck?
explosions and
He
he's
got the
fucking.
fuck
He's
up outta
gone.
there.
He was like, he did the reasonable thing. He's like, I'm probably fucking leaving. And people, this is the thing too. People are like, well, this is old ladies on the news and shit. You know, like, well, this used to be the kind of place where you could leave your doors unlocked. It's like, why do you do that? Why would you do that?
Fuck, dog.
No matter what kind of neighborhood you live in, why would you? I've never understood leaving your doors unlocked.
Me neither.
Like, this is the kind of community where I can leave my doors unlocked. Like, why would I don't want?
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
That's why I got a lock on this motherfucker.
Yeah. That's why you got blown up in your own house. Probably
Had the door unlocked.
you locked the
Big-
door. He can't come in and do that to you.
They got in there and shot him. And lived right across the street from the second house.
Yeah, this used to be the kind of. Well, that's why it was like it never was the kind of place where you could do that, and that's why. You just found out, I guess, but
I don't think that time ever existed. I think that was just a
No,
bunch of
never.
bullshit. Because even in 1955, man,
Yeah,
you
people
unlock
were-
that goddamn door.
people were rolling up in your house and
Yeah, fuck that
murdering the
shit.
shit out of you.
Milkman, here's your milk, man. If you don't get the fuck out of here, man.
And I mean, back in the day, they could just roll up and kill you, and then they could just live there and say that that's their house and they've lived there the whole time. You know, shit like that was probably like out in the Wild West and shit.
Right.
People are probably just like, I like that house.
I like that house. Blow.
yeah,
My shit. My shit.
yeah.
Which,
Lock your doors, even in the Wild West. Lock your doors.
lock your fucking doors. Have you seen... Damn, I can't remember the name of the town now. Little town here in Nebraska.
There's a lot of those.
Little town right before you hit Commerce City. You ever
Commerce
seen that?
City?
Commerce City.
Mm.
Hey, there's a ghost town there, bro.
Oh, that's spooky.
Spooking the motherfucker, man. We gotta
It's
go
kinda-
check that shit out, dog.
You want to?
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Ooh,
man.
shit, I kind of do too.
I've been into this shit lately, and it's like it's official. Like it's official.
Well, I'd be scared of like other motherfuckers being out there.
As wide open as the shit is, man, I don't think we gonna run into
You don't
nobody.
think so?
Nah,
Mm.
I don't think we're gonna run into nobody.
We'll do some more research.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little more research. I'll let y'all know, man. We're gonna take a trip on out there.
Yeah,
But speaking of that shit,
we'll do a little ghost hunting.
right?
Oof.
Yeah, have you been watching Lake Mead? Have you heard about Lake Mead?
I mean, I've heard of Lake Mead. Like, is there something about it?
Well, it's losing water 7 feet, almost like 7 feet a day and shit, right?
Oh shit, that seems like a lot.
And I'm following these dudes on YouTube. They're called Sin City Outdoors. And the reason it caught my attention is because the lake is draining so much, they're finding bodies in it.
Oh yeah.
Well, they found their 4th body in there now,
Damn.
just yesterday. They said, of course, they don't know who the dude is, but they can tell it was from the 1960s, late 1960s. So I'm like, holy shit. Mafia hits like
So
a
I'm saying people
motherfucker.
used to just be doing stuff like that, man. And it only seemed like it wasn't happening because you didn't have a TV.
Exactly.
Like-
So I'm like, God
That's
damn,
it.
this shit is crazy as fuck, man.
Yeah, news didn't used to be so. Like people didn't know about the news.
Didn't know
That
about
shit was
that
happening
shit.
all the time.
Didn't know about that shit, right? Didn't
Yeah.
know about that shit.
Your local paper was just your local paper. And if a murder happened on the other side of the state, you probably just didn't hear about it.
Probably didn't hear about it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the last time
It's
something
like,
like
what
this
you got?
happened. I'm trying to remember the year.
Something like this?
Yeah.
Shit, I
in
don't
Lincoln. Came here the year. Mid-90s. I didn't hear it, but it was down the street from my house. 7 people murdered in a house. Like
That's pretty
double tap
crazy.
behind the ear type shit.
Damn.
And Jenna started working for Paul Mitchell, right? Met this little Dylan was his name, little gay dude. Cool ass little motherfucker, man. First time I ever had zucchini noodles. Well, Jenna had to go pick up some product, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll roll with you, you know what I mean? And she's telling me that they're redoing their house and they're putting a theater in it and this and that and that and that and this, right? So I'm like, yeah, 2 gay dudes, this shit's about to be tight, right? So I'm like, I'm about to go here and see this shit. We pull up in front of the house, bro, and it's the fucking house. So I look at Jenna like, and she's like, what's wrong? You just look like you seen a ghost. And I'm like, do they know what happened in this house? She's like, what do you mean? I'm
Oh,
like,
fuck.
man, like the whole family was murdered in this fucking house. 7 people. The youngest was 17. Which eventually I think it was over a drug debt or something.
Shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, I ain't going in that fucking house. So Jenna's looking at me, so she's like, every time I come over here, shit's slamming and shit's falling off the walls and shit. I'm like, yeah.
Because there's 7 ghosts in
Because
there.
there's 7 motherfuckers still living in this bitch, man. I can't remember what year that was, but that happened in Lincoln one time like that. Well, they
Damn.
took out the whole fucking family, man.
Well, on that note, I hope you guys have a good week.
Lock
That's all. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
lock
all
your
the time we
doors.
got. That's what we got. Yeah, lock
your
I
doors.
guess.
That's the
Lock your
moral
doors.
of the
That's
story.
the key. The key to having a good week is just keeping yourself safe, especially in these weird times.
Everybody
man.
stay safe.
Yeah, you never know what the fuck's going on. Stay safe from crazy folks. Stay safe from monkeypox. Still stay safe from COVID. The Moral Hall has a mask policy, so we wore masks the whole time we were in
no
there.
shit.
Yeah, that's the first time I've worn a mask in a while. That shit,
Damn.
my ears hurt.
I've been rocking mine. Like, if I'm going into big. I went to Shields the other day. I rocked mine.
Yeah. Keep yourself safe from all that stuff. Hope you guys have a good week. Whatever you do at work, hope it goes good. Yeah. See you later.
Holla.